My name is Lars Finanger. I'm with the advertising side of Inside Triathlon, and I'm here with Barry Siff from 5430 Sports, fresh off an Ironman Japan finish 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yep.
How did the race go for you?
It was great. It was my first triathlon since Ironman Germany 1997. And I'd been doing adventure racing since then and long, slow stuff. It was a lot different to race a triathlon, but it was awesome. It was a great experience, and Japan is fantastic.
And I don't know if many people know this, but you're quite a historian with Ironman trivia, and he's one of those guys who you can't stump no matter what question. Did it help you to, from a perspective standpoint, as a race organizer, to get back into the field of athletes and to race again?
Absolutely. You know, my whole goal in triathlon is just to when I get into something, get into it 110%, every aspect. So, I write about the sport, I put on races, I know a lot of the athletes, I train, but I had to race, and it was good to race and good to see what it felt like, swimming with 1,000 people or biking in packs and trying to avoid drafting, It's easy to be a race director and talk about no drafting. It's another thing to be out on a course and have 12 people around you that you can't shake and you're trying to figure it out, So it gives good perspective.
What was your favorite part of that racing experience?
The finish. I mean, not just because it was over, but it was just a spectacular finish. You came through this kind of historic area with the Japanese drummers hitting these huge drums, and it was just really neat. And the whole community, we're on this tiny island, and it was horrible weather. It was windy, it was cold, it was rainy, but it seemed like everybody on the island was out. They were all out on the streets, and there was one place where there were like 20 people in wheelchairs. It was like an elderly home, and they were all out in the rain in their wheelchairs, cheering for you as you came by. I was throwing kisses, and they were all laughing, and no one speaks English, so nobody understood anything I was saying to them, but it was cool. It was really nice.
You must have been in heaven, so to speak, with some of the greats like Paul and Newberry Fraser there.
Yeah, I rode with Paul, it was a 3-loop bike course, so when I found myself riding with Paula, I was like, geez, I'm doing better than I thought. And then I realized she was like on her 3rd loop, and I was just starting my first. But regardless, she was talking to me during the race. She took it as I wouldn't call it casual, but she was there to support her friend Heather Fuhrer, who won it. And she was really great. Yeah, Paula's an icon. I mean, she's awesome, and Heather's terrific. Chris Lieto had a great race, and I think everybody, it didn't have that intensity of Kona by any means. It was a very laid back, loose, kind of neat race.